For Module 3, you will see the types of NFTs and what you need to look for in each category. We have put together 6 types of NFTs: collectibles, art, metaverse, video games, profile pictures, and membership passes. Each has a different approach and market, but sometimes their boundaries can be imprecise. For example, metaverse and video games tend to be looked at similarly, or there can be misconceptions between collectibles and art NFTs. To have a better understanding of these differences, let's start with collectibles. Collectible NFTs can be rare, valuable, and historical digital assets sought by collectors. These NFTs are typically expensive because they are unique pieces of history that cannot be duplicated. Through blockchain technology, you cannot make more NFTs from an historical collection like Ether Rocks. This collection only has 100 NFTs, and there might be derivatives trying to copy it. This leads us to the next type of NFT, and that is art NFTs. Art is difficult to evaluate objectively, but in reality, it's just not the art that has to be evaluated, but the artist too. Artist reputation, marketplace chosen for their work, and your personal emotions towards their art matter the most. Art NFTs from a renowned artist are typically expensive. That's why you should ask yourself, what is the reputation of the artist? What is the maximum amount I'm willing to invest? Is it for the collection only, or does this purchase have a purpose? Is the artist really who he claims to be? Does the same work exist elsewhere? Is the image stored in a decentralized way? Although not as expensive as Picasso's, NFTs art is already selling for ridiculous prices. Spending millions of dollars became the norm for art NFTs, as sales like Fidenza's, who sold one of their NFTs for $3.1 million, a token from Chromie Squiggles, who also sold for $2.7 million, and Autoglyphs for $1.7 million, making these some of the most desirable NFT art pieces to exist. Now, to this point, you have most likely heard the word metaverse. And whether you're familiar with it or not, big tech companies have started transitioning to this cyberspace. Now, what is the metaverse? According to Matthew Ball, a venture capitalist and angel investor, the metaverse is a 3D version of the internet and computing at large. Hence, a place parallel to the physical world where you spend your digital life. From having your job meetings in a virtual room to going to concerts, the metaverse promises a wide range of activities. One of the biggest ballers investing in the metaverse is Meta, formerly known as Facebook. Meta has been investing into their metaverse since 2019, increasing the amount invested ever since. From investing $4.5 billion in 2019 to $10.2 billion just last year, Meta has invested more than twice the amount they did initially. And while they were heavily criticized by a sneak peek of their product, Mark Zuckerberg, Meta's CEO, defends its gamble on the metaverse, claiming it will be worth $3 trillion by 2031. Long story short, we can say that the metaverse is a futuristic 3D digital world where companies try to capitalize on hype and monetize digital real estate, or even sell you avatars or personalized clothes. But until then, the metaverse remains in speculations, as none of the current metaverse projects have a finished product. Only time will tell if their current prices live up to the expectations, as purchasing digital real estate in the metaverse does not come in cheap. In the meantime, we can discuss tangible products like video games. You heard that right. NFTs are also applicable to video games, with Axie Infinity being the pioneer of implementing NFTs into their gamified Pokemon-like ecosystem. Unlike traditional games like Fortnite or Call of Duty where you must pay to play the game, NFT games promise a holy grail play-to-earn system. How does this work? As mentioned previously, Axie Infinity is the best example for this. By adding economic incentives, players can use their Axies, which are pets used to fight battles against other Axies. Every time you win, you're rewarded with SLP, a cryptocurrency that you can swap for in real life money. And this is where you play and earn at the same time. An average player can earn up to 690 SLP a day, which at peak prices it would have been $21. This means you could earn $147 a week and $588 a month. Not bad for playing a video game, right? Especially if you would reinvest that income into buying more Axies. The more Axies, the more you can battle. Therefore, the more you can earn. Unfortunately, these results were not sustainable for the long term, as after last year's summer, Axie Infinity has been on a decline and it's currently down 99% from last summer, averaging $14,000 of revenue per day compared to last summer's daily average of $5 million. The fundamental issue with NFT games is that any play-to-earn game will only be sustainable in the long term if it is played to enjoy first. If the games continue to concentrate on the earn aspect over the enjoyment aspect, they will perish as the inevitable downward death spiral of fewer earnings and fewer players takes hold. Another very important type of NFT is profile picture NFTs, or more commonly known as PFPs. In the world of NFTs, owning a punk or a Bored Ape gives you instant recognition and attention. To contextualize this, owning a punk or ape is like having a stacked LinkedIn profile that shows a significant presence. With hundreds of projects released daily, founders had to reinvent new ways to provide utility to their projects in hopes of being the next big thing. At first, projects were minting out based on hype and promises, which project founders didn't execute most of the times. And that is where the NFT community and investors started asking for utility up front. For starters, what type of utility can you expect from a project? Some of the most commonly used utilities are social club memberships, merch drops, physicals, tokens, staking, and NFT airdrops. And CyberKongs is the perfect example of this. Kongs are the pioneers in implementing tokens in an NFT project. The banana token acts as the currency for their ecosystem. Every Genesis Kong yields 10 banana a day. While at first, CyberKongs holders were banking thousands of dollars due to the price of the banana token being at its all-time highs of $100. Each holder was earning $1,000 a day, which if you do the math, it was $7,000 a week and $30,000 a month. Unfortunately, its tokenomics didn't meet holders' expectations in the long run, affecting its price and reaching all-time lows at $0.66. It also wasn't sustainable for the CyberKong's treasury, as there were thousands of dollars being sucked out of their ecosystem without any liquidity flowing back in. Hence, it was a matter of time for the treasury liquidity to run out and the price to drop. Another commonly known utility method is free companion NFTs. Let's use Azuki to understand this better. Azuki is a 10,000 unit collection with anime themed characters as their art. After a very successful start to their project, Azuki founders decided to release a secondary NFT project called Beans, a companion character to their primary collection. 2 beans were airdropped to each Azuki holder, which if you sold, you were able to bank $38,000 at its all-time highs. Not bad for a free airdrop. Now, these projects that we mentioned are projects who gather funds to build their utility. But there is one last type of NFT that provides value up front, and that is membership pass NFTs. Compass is an excellent example of how a membership pass works. Compass is an analytics platform that allows users to get accurate and reliable information from the blockchain via metrics, charts, and tools to trade NFTs effectively. With it, you can also track the market behavior of the 3 mainstream marketplaces: OpenSea, LooksRare, and X2Y2, projects in demand that are trending or minting at high speeds. NFT projects analytics to buy NFTs and track smart money wallets to know where the whales are placing their bets. Since many people trade NFTs for insane profits, platforms like Compass have become necessary when buying or selling NFTs. Membership passes come as a lifetime pass for Compass, offering all its features to its holders. Now that we know what types of NFTs exist, you're ready to invest in these digital assets.